And then there was one more race left in the round of 12. Tonight, 12 becomes 8 drivers that will transfer in the quest for the continuation of Season 2 and the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series Championship. Live on LSR TV, your home for sim racing, we welcome you to the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K from the Lady in Black virtual Darlington Speedway in Darlington, South Carolina. I am Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Derek Fulton from Center, Ontario, Canada. I am up in Kentucky and West Virginia. Mr. Will Duvall is in the production chair. Derek, this is pressure. Only 4 drivers are going to get eliminated after tonight, and you want to be in the top 8 to advance to the next round next week.
Yeah, exactly, and I couldn't think of a better track to have that determined at. With this tight racing surface, we're going to see a lot of give and take tonight, and we're going to see a lot of guys refusing to give and take tonight, I'm assuming, and that may cause some issues. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out tonight, and with the point standings the way it is, keeping an eye on Tom Bourne, Robert Kenny, and Caleb Smith, all within 8 points of that last cutoff spot with Logan Brakey sitting up in 8th place.
And I think it's obvious that Nick Massey, unless some foreseen miracle happens that he could win in the 4 car, he's probably going to be eliminated in the round of 12. The top 8 will transfer into the round of 8 playoffs, which will begin next Sunday night right here on LSR TV. And again, that race for the championship will move from here in this round for the championship, for the playoffs. This battle will then move to Iowa Speedway beginning next weekend, and that will be the round of 8 playoffs. And it's off to Talladega in Vegas, and then the final championship for the round of 4 will be decided at Phoenix. Again, down to these final 5 races, if you will, of the regular season, of the season for the entire Season 2 of the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series. Here tonight for the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K, Matthew Rodriguez, you see him on track now qualifying in the Viagra car. All these drivers right now looking to make their time on race course to put down the best lap, if you will. And the field is gritting. Qualifying is officially in the books, and we are ready to introduce the starting lineup here tonight for 208 laps, 500 kilometers, and the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. The starting lineup presented by Waltz Beard Co. Row number 1 will find the Toyota Tyler Tomasi in the 76 on the front row. To the outside, Eric Stamp in car number 53.
And in row 2, we got Tom Bourne in the 54 car and Tanner Johnson in the 23 car.
And remember, keep an eye on Tom Bourne. He is one of those drivers that are going to trying their best now to try to advance in from the round of 12. Tom Bourne right now in 9th. He wants to be advanced in that position when this night ends. Moving on to row number 3, Bronson Stafford in the 61 machine. And then, of course, we also have Trenton Jump, the Daytona All-Star Race winner, in 46.
Yeah, in row 4, we have the current points leader tied with him right now. He's got a spot. After starting this race tonight, he will be guaranteed in the next round. Shane Therian and Sergeant Man, the other winner in the playoffs so far. So both of those guys are sitting pretty going into next week.
Caleb Smith in 25. Logan Brakey in the 29. Row number 5, that's your top 10.
In 11th place, we got Evan Coleman in the 9 car and Jacob T. Grant in the 5 car.
Row number 7 finds Jacob Hope in 22 and Braxton DeWeese in the Toyota number 27.
And in row 8, Tyler Stooksbury in that 19 car and Matt Dyer in the 88.
Row number 9. This will be Alex Walter in the 63 and Spencer Hardison in car number 8. He's had a pole before. He'll start 18th.
Matthew Rodriguez is in the 6 car, and then Austin Gretorix with a great performance last week. He's got himself a little bit of a playoff bubble, like points to work with tonight, but he's still got to make sure he gets everything done tonight and brings it home in one piece.
Brockton Packard in 24, Robert Kinney in 34, the Daytona race winner. That's row number 11, Andy McDowell in the back, Toyota number 20. There's a lineup presented by Waltz Beard Co. Ready to go here with the final round in the round of 12 at Darlington. And as you said, what a better place to have for an elimination race than the Lady in Black, Derek.
Yeah, it's, you know, tracks like this, and you know, wonder why we don't do it in real life, but you can't have every track as a cutoff point. Seeing it on these iRacing schedules, it's pretty cool because, you know, you just have to wonder what if.
The pace car drops onto pit lane. It's all up to the front row. The Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K 12 is about to become 8 to the championship playoffs. We're green at virtual Darlington. It's time to kick some asphalt. Opening laps here at Darlington. 208 circuits. Remember, there's 2 stages, and there they come off of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Shane Therian leading the way, looking for that second win. He's already in the playoffs. Looking good in that car number 38. Strong here in his Toyota to lead the opening laps at Darlington.
Yeah, he's looking really good. Trenton jumped right behind him in that 46 car. Is having a great race too. Those guys are sitting really well in the point standings right now. McDowell hasn't been here many races this season, so we'll see how he does here tonight. He's looking for a solid performance.
Right now, Shane Therian, the man out in front. Trenton Jump in second. Andy McDowell sitting in third, followed by Tyler Stooksbury fourth. Tom Bourne currently the top 5. That's the way the lineup is, with Stafford, DeWeese, Stamp, Kenny, and Hope. The drivers currently here in the opening laps here at Darlington. Again, it's very simple. You got a race within a race. You got this race on track here in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. And in addition to that, you have got the round of elimination here, just like last night at Bristol. The drivers advancing from the round of 16 to the round of 12. Here at Darlington, virtually, the round of 12 will become the round of 8. And 4 drivers will end their quest for a championship when this event ends tonight, Derek. Whoa, a little wiggle there. That's Stafford a little sideways alongside Stooksbury.
Yeah, getting interesting. It's that spot through coming out of 1 and 2. It's so narrow. You go into the corner, you can go side by side, but it is super hard to keep it side by side on the exit. So usually somebody's got to give, or what we've seen there is, you know, someone who was kind of forced to give a little bit.
Got trouble. Problems on the front straightaway. Looks like it's the 34, Robert Kenny, the Daytona winner. He'll go around in the 34. That'll bring out our first swag, caution, and instant replay coming up. Swag, E-Wraps, and graphics. Let the Sharks, Billy and Rhonda Smith, take care of all of your needs, located in Seaford, Virginia. Replay. Looks like he got up under Sargy Man, and then all of a sudden Kenny went spinning.
Yeah, a little loose off there. These cars definitely loose off on certain corners, and that's the thing too, with it being 2 different corners, you kind of have to meet in the middle and set your car up so it's good through both. You can't perfect one or the other. You really have to find the happy median in between both.
So I've always said Sargy Man. It's actually Sargy Man. Sartaj. I'm sorry, Sartaj. It's actually Sartaj Man, the driver of the number 49. Sartaj Man, not Sarja Man. Sartaj. And everyone else coming out of the pit lane are not. Therian plays possum. So does Jump McDowell. I think he was about to say no, but he actually had no choice. These first 2 do not pit. Everyone else comes down. The cavalry on pit road, Derek.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a fake that I don't know if it's going to work out for Shane here or not. We'll find out, though, here real soon. I don't think they had too many laps on the tires, so he doesn't have that bad of tire wear. But we all know this track is bad for tire wear. So 4 or 5 laps could still make a huge difference.
Certainly a sight job for sure when it's all said and done. They will come on and take on surface.
Speaking of this track with the surface and just the tire wear, I was here actually years ago, and I remember hearing something about it. They actually crush up shells from the South Carolina beach, and
yes,
that goes in the pavement, and that's what gives these tracks such a character and a difference between one another.
That's exactly right. And another thing about this racetrack as well is it's egg-shaped. Turns 1 and 2 are not the same for 3 and 4, and this track also recently had a facelift where they flip-flopped the back stretch to the front stretch to the back stretch. So if you ever remember watching the movie Days of Thunder, Treacher's turn 4 is now Treacher's turn 2, turn 4 now turn 2. You catch that? We're going to go to break. Underway here in the final elimination race of the round of 12. Deering and Jump did not pit. McDowell will come back out third. Grant fourth, and Stafford the top 5. This is the Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs on your home for sim racing. LSR TV back from Darlington in a moment.
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we're off and racing for 300 laps tonight, 300 laps tomorrow night. Look at car number 110. He said, look at me, I'm out the lead. He is right in the middle of the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, in reverse with cars going.
Back here at the Darlington Raceway, the Cineplex Make Your Movie 208 laps is the distance, 500 kilometers after the completion of our first caution here. Shane Therian is the man leading the way, Trent Jump in second, and they both psyched one another. I think Therian was trying to play possum on Jump. Jump was able to capitalize quickly, Derek. But is it going to cost those guys because they've got about 11 laps older tires than the other drivers that just pitted?
Yeah, we'll have to see here. That restart jump is it's huge, but it might not mean very much when these guys go into the corner. We'll see how Jump holds up with that restart jump, and then Bourne and McDowell right there with the new tires. So we'll see how this plays out.
They'll make their way back to the Geico restart zone off of turn number 4 through the boxes. Green flag goes back in the air, and quickly Therian gets the jump over Bourne, Stafford, Jump, McDowell, all in that mix to the top shelf as they go back into turn 1.
There's that spot that somebody's got to give, and then he gave a little bit of room. Now he's going to have the 20 car on his outside. 20 car McDowell is going to take that spot as we see those new tires really benefiting as the 54 grabs the lead of Tom Bourne.
Making a move on the outside. Stafford on the bottom of the machine of Therian. Therian goes up the racetrack. He'll allow McDowell to close in as well. Got a trouble. One car spinning. Grant in the 5. No caution. We will still stay green. We'll see if we can get that swag replay to show you what happened to the 5 car while we're still under the green flag. No swag, yellow flag, but here is your swag instant replay of what happened to Grant. Watch the 5 car, Derek. Just simply lost it on his own, it looked like.
Yeah, I think that's where we seen the same trouble spot earlier for the same guy, that exit of 4. So it's making me wonder if they have a little bit too much rotation in this car to help get through 1 and 2, and then that's where they're kind of, it's affecting the car on the exit of 3 and 4 because that corner isn't as big or as sharp.
And as I said earlier, this track, I don't know if we can show an aerial view real quickly above the racetrack, but the track at Darlington is egg-shaped. There you see, look at that. That's what's so unique about this racetrack. And the people that created this racetrack also created a short track just down the road that I've announced that many times, Dillon Motor Speedway in Dillon, South Carolina. There is a small replica of that track that is a half-mile pavement track, used to be dirt track, and it images the same creation of the big speedway that is the Darlington Raceway you're seeing here tonight virtually. The track, the layout, the logistics, all of the laser prints that iRacing did matches the same setup of the real deal. If you were able to get in a helicopter or high above the track, you would be able to see the same setup of that track, an egg-shaped track like Darlington, and it is very tricky to figure out. You might have it figured out in 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, it's going to throw you for a loop. Notice how they're riding up the wall, getting that famous Darlington stripe. You ever heard of that scenario, that nickname cliche? Hitting the wall. Sometimes you got to bounce off the wall to get you better improved around the racetrack, but then other parts of the racetrack, like in the 1 and 2, you want to keep your car off the wall. So it's kind of really strategic of how they're going to work things here tonight.
Yeah, and with everybody's different setup too, it's you know, did you set the car up for 1 and 2, or did you set the car up for 3 and 4? And then
that's right.
There's always a balance in between of trying to find that middle spot in between, so you're still happy through both.
Live here on LSR TV, getting ready for a big week of race broadcasts. By the way, it starts tonight with the Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs, round 3 in the playoffs here at Darlington. Still working on possibly the off-road stadium super trucks tonight. We'll let you know. Just follow LSR TV social media and CRN Sports if that comes to fruition, as well as on Swag. Monday night, tomorrow night, Talladega, the new debut, round 5 of the No Limit Racing Cup Series. I'm excited to be lead announcer for that. That will be coming up on Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Then at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 Central, it is another round of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series from the Pocono Raceway. Tuesday night, we launched the new Swag Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge Series. I'm excited about that one, Derek. Me and you are going to be in the booth calling that, and that is Cup cars on short tracks across America. We kick it off in the Music City at Nashville on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's going to be super exciting, and I'm just really anxious to see how those cars do out there and on the new paved surface. Well, not new paved surface, but new to iRacing. So it'll be a new first for a lot of guys there, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
And while we continue the rest of the schedule lineup, got a battle going on for the lead. Here comes Tom Bourne in the 54, the G Fuel entry. Coming off a turn 2 is Toyota battling the other Toyota of the Cineplex number 61 of Stafford's car. Stafford looking up on the top shelf there. They'll make their way off of the corner. See what I was telling you, by the way, you want to ride the wall off of 4, but you want to stay to the bottom of the apron into 1 and 2. There's a prime example of what these guys are doing as they battle for the lead. It is Bourne and Stafford up back into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Bourne trying everything he can to hold off Stafford for the lead as they come back down the straightaway.
Yeah, Bourne doing everything he can do because he is one of those cutoff drivers coming into tonight's race. So this is going to benefit him. Not getting to the wall is going to benefit him, though. Because it looks like he got a hold of that car, and now Bronson Stafford is there to take over. He's there to take it over.
Like candy from a baby, and not even on Halloween, but it's starting to chill off for the fall months. It is Stafford now falling back. He'll go to the lead. Bourne will take second spot. Here comes Andy McDowell. He's licking his chops, ready on the first 2 Toyotas, going for a 2-for-1 special. He clears Bourne, drifts up in front of Bourne. They make a little contact off the exit of the corner down the straightaway.
Bourne's not backing down. He's still got speed in that thing. He just had to slow up a little bit when he was on that wall, so he's not just going to roll over and give that spot. But we're going to see what happens coming through, too. This is going to be where somebody's got to give.
Someone's definitely got a lift here, and I got a feeling we might see the word crash for sure as well, as this all continues going along. Watching them work their way off of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Bouncing through the corners. Now back down the straightaway here off turn 4. 25 laps about to go up on the board here in the Cineplex. Make your movie 500K. 208 laps the distance. We still got stage 1 to go through. Lap 62 will be the halfway break whenever they throw the caution for the end of stage 1. But these races continue, and now we see the 27 of Braxton DeWeese sizing up Stewksbury, and also we saw the 76 in a nice little battle. He is Tomasi trying to stay on the lead lap, and while that goes on, here's the 27 car, DeWeese. Look at that nice looking car, getting around the Spotify colors of Mr. 19, Tyler Stewksbury. And you know what that car reminds me of? The 27 of Braxton DeWeese. It reminds me of the Kodiak car. Remember when Schrader used to drive it? And Steve Grissom, all those drivers used to drive that car.
Yeah, and then right behind him we got an old Dale Jarrett looking scheme in that Quality Ford old scheme. I think he's got a different logo on it, but that's definitely a cool throwback. Yeah, Y is on the logo for that, or on the car for that. That is a cool looking paint scheme too. Always nice to see those throwback schemes when you come to Darlington, whether it be on the virtual side of things or the real side of things. It's always a cool thing to see. There's battle for the lead now again as Tom Bourne takes the lead back, and that's exactly again what we were talking about earlier. Bourne needs a great race here tonight. Doesn't necessarily need a win, but he's definitely going to need a top 5 if he's going to go into next week still in the playoffs.
Bourne and Stafford, they are currently 1 and 2. McDowell the 3rd. DeWeese and Stewksbury currently your top 5. They'll work their way back off out of turn number 4, back down the straightaway again, down the back stretch. And again, back to our schedule, we were talking about a big week on live sim racing. Wednesday night, it is the Butt Kicker 200, featuring a 40-lap, 75-lap purse event for the CRN Money Dash. Then we will run 160 laps. The top 3 finishers will win a Butt Kicker game or 2. That'll be coming up on Wednesday night. That's round number 8 of the new Swag Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Thursday, we have another event coming up on Thursday night. It is the, of course, Ohio and Indiana Roofing Next Gen AMA All-Star Challenge Showdown. We'll have the All-Star Showdown on Thursday night before the All-Star race. Non-points, all just fun, bragging rights, special segments, fan votes, and then at 11:45 on Thursday night, we'll wrap it up with the Adrenaline iRacing League Truck Series. And actually, the trucks are off on Thursday. We are off Thursday for the trucks. There you go. So there is your schedule of everything that's going on. And it all leads up to Sunday, September the 26th. And it will be the inaugural running of the Martinsville Speedway E300. I've had so many years in my announcing career to announce at Martinsville Speedway on public address or on media for networks for the E300. This is a first message. Swag Racing Esports Team, Simulation World Auto Group on Facebook to get signed up for that event. $1,000 to the winner. Guaranteed money to start 42 cars. Get signed up next Sunday afternoon, and then the playoffs for the round of 8 continue for the Adrenaline iRacing League next Sunday as well. All that coming up. Pretty impressive schedule, Derek. Bourne still leads.
Every race you just said on that schedule, you know, makes me excited. I'm excited as whether I'm going to be driving in it, calling it, or just being a fan of it and a spectator. They're all great events, and can't wait to see all of them.
Stafford is onto the pit lane in the car number 61, the Cineplex number 61 Toyota. He'll come down pit road to the attention of his crew, and this is an unscheduled pit stop. I don't think this is planned.
No, I don't think so either, but I did see, I think it was Shane Therian on pit lane as well there as he drove by, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a car that maybe looked like his. So Austin Gretorix. It says he's actually 31 laps down, so I think he's had some issues. And you know what? That might be devastating for Gretorix here tonight because he is 22 points above the cutoff. coming into tonight's race. So that's going to be really close now with points. And if Tom Bourne continues this on, Logan Brakey might be safe, and Tom Bourne might end up stealing Austin Grederick's spot.
Trying to do what he can to stay in the round of 8 for the playoffs whenever they pack it up here. And the team championship, the drivers, the crews, everybody virtually prepares for Darlington here tonight. And then we move into Iowa to the cornfields, ready for that event. So again, all of that coming up after this race tonight. But currently, as it stands, Tom Bourne on the outside looking in. That car number 54 Toyota doing good and trying to pull the opportunity to advance. Now remember as well, Derek, you win, you're in. You win. If Tom Bourne wins, whether he was in the cutoff line or not, he goes to the next round of 8 playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. So then Logan Brakey right now, 6 points to the good. He's running in 7th place, so he's having a really solid night, really solid in points. So he might end up staying in that 8th place spot in that transfer, and then we might see Austin Grederick's fall out.
Impressive racing for sure, as right now we see these drivers down the front straightaway again with Tom Bourne leading the way for G Fuel. Braxton DeWeese, what a strong run for him in the car number 27. He's in on points right now to looking to advance into the next round. In that car number 27, he's right now 6th in the standings. His Toyota right now will advance by just points. Races ran into the round of 8. He is right there, right on board with him in the number 2 position. Behind him is Andy McDowell, Tyler Stooksbury, and Mr. Stamp round out the top 5. Coming up on lap number 62, we'll have the yellow flag be displayed for the end of the stage, or we'll have one right now. Got a car smoking, it looked like in front of the leaders.
No harm,
Find
no
out what
foul.
happened there. Yeah, they'll still keep going though.
I'm not sure what
Was
that
that
was.
Stafford's car? I think it was Bronson Stafford. Race continues on though, 39 of 208 laps. As here comes this battle now for the, looks like it's Tomasi trying to get around is Andy McDowell. So we got the leaders overtaking lap traffic here in the opening 40 laps.
Yeah, McDowell running really well there in 3rd place right now in that 20 car. He's about 1.8 seconds back of the battle right now for the lead. It looks like Braxton DeWeese is there, 1/10 of a second back from Tom Bourne. He's there, just hasn't quite got an opening to get the spot.
Thank you to Mike Adamson watching back in Florida. Says Derek's doing an awesome job, and on the broadcast as always. Got a yellow flag coming out, and oh my goodness, there is Shane Therian with a problem. The man that is 2nd in the points, so regardless of what happens to him tonight at Darlington, he will advance to the round of 8 at Iowa next week, but he's got contact with the guys that have already won in the playoffs. Sargi Mann and the driver Therian get together.
Oh, and Therian gets on those brakes as soon as he could. He was really good to do so. That could have been really ugly with him coming back out on the track. He just got that thing mowed up just in time.
Mann and Therian have already advanced in by wins, and now we have a caution coming out for them again. Problems there for Therian. He'll keep on going. The 38 machine, his Toyota. And here comes all cars down the pit lane. The cavalry is looking for pit stops. I'm sure it's going to be Bourne, DeWeese, McDowell, Stooksbury, Stamp, Brakey, and a Partridge and a Pear Tree, all down to the pit lane. A lap down or more cars. You see them staying behind the pace car. Yep.
I think
Here
that's everybody on the lead lap. Yeah, everybody's coming down.
Yes, sir, they certainly are. Going to their pit stalls. Here we go with Bourne, Braxton DeWeese. Everyone coming in for service. Club is closing in on 50 laps, and they're going to take on tires and fuel.
I don't think they had too many laps there on the tires, so they might be able to get away with 2. Some guys here, we'll see if that track position is really important. So it looks like everyone's getting 4.
4 tires, fuel, here they come, exiting off the pit lane. Looks like DeWeese will get off first. Dowell 2nd, McDowell, Brakey, Kenny, and Therian. After his caution, he'll come back out on track, and Walters jump. Stafford coming back up after his mishap or something. I'm wondering why he pitted so early, but he did. Trying to redeem himself and come back from the mistakes made for sure. 42 of 208 laps. We're closing in on the end of stage 1 as the playoffs continue. On LSR TV, this is the Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs, round of 8. Coming up next week in Iowa, the final round of 12. Tonight from Darlington, we'll have more in a moment on your home for sim racing.
There's a lot of esports leagues at iRacing, but there's nothing like swag. There's a lot of esports leagues at iRacing, but there's nothing like swag. Special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group Swag is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports.
The lights are off for the pace car. Back here at Darlington Raceway, the round of 12 finale, moving into the round of 8. By the way, we have people that are constantly working behind the scenes, constantly updating what we have on the roster of what the points breakdown is constantly. And right now, it's -6 points for Tom Bourne going into it, tied. Robert Kinney and Caleb Smith. Nick Massey again projected back in 41 points back. So again, ready to bring the field back for the restart here in the Geico restart zone. It is DeWeese now with his chances to lead here at Darlington. The lady in black awaits him with McDowell second in turn 1 on the restart.
Yeah, McDowell's hunting him down. He's going for the hunt. In third and fourth, we have Brakey and Kenny. Kenny just being one of those drivers we mentioned. He's another one of those drivers is looking to get up there and, steal one of those spots in the round of 8.
Turn 2 to the back straightaway. Here they come. DeWeese, McDowell, Brakey. All those cars make their way off the corner to the back stretch on the inside. Here comes Jump. Jump will size up Stamp. This is for the 7th and 6th position now. Put now Trenton Jump in the wins entry number 46 to the number 6 position. Do you remember wins?
I personally, I don't think I do, because I don't think it was in Canada, but it could have been before my time even in Canada, though.
Well, our producer, do you remember what Wins was? Wins was a convenience store. Wins was a... But you're not funny. Wins was a... Oh, wow. Make me feel old, okay? Turn 38. Turn 38 next Thursday, but just go ahead and dig the nail into the coffin a little bit deeper, okay? But yes, Wins was a business, and it was a good business, and I don't even know if they're around anymore or not. They used to have them around my neck of the woods when I was little.
In Canada, we always had a convenience store called Max Convenience, and then they were actually bought up by Circle K here recently over the last couple of years, so now they're all turned into Circle Ks.
Yeah, there's a lot of images for Wins, there's...
As we're mentioning, though, the playoff bracket driver, all those guys that they're chasing right now are all, that's Logan Brakey right there in the 3rd spot. So he's looking pretty good right now. He's definitely looking to solidify himself into that top 8 spot. And he's leading all the bubble drivers right now. So he's doing a good job of doing that.
But, you know, here's the thing. Wins. Can we show the 46 car again at Trenton Jump? Let's show his car. He's in the 5th position. We'll zoom in on his car. There you go. There he is. See, there's wins. Okay, so that type of wins, that is actually, gentlemen, a fuel system cleaner. They are actually like a business. Wins Racing. So that is actually kind of like before Lucas Oil became Lucas Oil. Wins is actually a oil and fuel treatment and, you know, product type deal. They were kind of around back in the STP heyday. So they were not a convenience store. I just put my foot in my mouth. Oh. Yes, sir.
Sounds like you were changing a lot of oil. That you were maybe getting your oil store confused with your convenience store. Must have been changing a lot of oil back then.
Hey, you can get it at the convenience store, okay? Oh, so the race rolls on here off turn 4 we're closing in on what will be lap 51 of 208 laps the distance in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. I've been off the last couple of weeks having other endeavors and things going on, but I always enjoy being able to work with the people here with the Adrenaline iRacing League. Great bunch of folks, Tanner Johnson, Logan Brakey, everybody that's involved with the series. And, you know, I did get the memo that they will not be returning with LSR TV unless there's some active miracle change happening, but it'll be fun to ride it out. The final 5 races of the season is up the racetrack. Here comes Robert Kinney. He'll size up that 29 car, and that is the driver of Logan Brakey. We're talking about that. Trenton Jump goes to the inside. He'll clear him, and here comes a whole bunch of other cars like Walter and Stamp and Stooksbury licking their chops to advance to the top 10 off turn number 4.
Yeah, there is about 7 or 8 cars right there under a blanket, and this is not a track that is that easy to do so on. So these guys are doing an awesome job to keep everything clean, and putting on some great racing right now.
Yeah, Mike Adamson's helping me out. He's like, it's a fuel treatment service in the 90s, fuel injection cleaning. Yes, you're exactly right. I kind of called him that. When you look at the logo, it looks like a gas station promo, though, right? You know, it looks like your next 7-Eleven or your next Circle K or Speedway or whatever they use them to. Sunoco. Yeah, we'll plug Sunoco. They're fuel of iRacing for esports cars. Tomasi on pit road, by the way.
How about Tom Bourne? What happened to Tom Bourne?
I don't know, man. He's in the penthouse and now he's in the outhouse. You know, there's the car right there.
It says -2 laps. It makes me wonder, did Tom Bourne maybe get a speeding penalty or something?
Did he get a penalty? Yeah.
It doesn't look like there's any damage on that car, so I don't think he got in a wreck. He's down 2 laps right now. I noticed he fell to the back after that last pit stop, but I didn't know why. So we'll see how that...
This is interesting. We'll have to find out for sure what's going on. Check it out.
He's only 2 laps down right now, so he's looking for a caution, maybe get a wave around. But Johnson right now being scored 1 lap down will be scored as the wave around driver, the lucky dog, if we do get the caution. So he's going to need a couple cautions and catch a break to really get back in this one.
So remember, there's a caution right now. Yellow flag. Problems for Braxton Packard. There you see his car. He's the candy man. And the 24, there you see his car. Oh man, looks like it actually looks like the T-Rex colors of the Winston race. Yes, in '97. That's what it looks like. The Jurassic Park T-Rex car. Watch this, off the wall, slamming, crashing, calamity. Yeah, that dinosaur just got a lot of scars and tears. Tough break there for T-Rex 24, Braxton Packard. And we're under the yellow flag for the 4th time here tonight at Darlington. And I wonder if this might count as the stage caution as well, since we're so close to the end of stage number 1 as well, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to see that. Looks like Johnson is being still scored on the lap down, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on to see if he gets the lucky dog or if it's given to Bourne here. I think Packard is also now a lap down as well, but I think he was on the lead lap before that caution came out. So I don't. Yeah, it should be Johnson that's getting the lucky dog here. As it looks like McDowell on the 20 car stayed out. Alongside Sartaj Man.
Yeah, Sartaj Man, and remember, Sartaj Man and Shane Therian are locked in. They advance to Iowa into the round of 8 playoffs next Sunday, which will be live at 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central on Live Sim Racing next Sunday. And this is after the Martinsville E300. But for right now, regardless of what they do tonight, they're in. I want to see what's going on with Tom Bourne. I want to find out the story with him in the 54. We'll do that and more when we come back after this break. The playoffs continue. The round of 12 tonight becomes the round of 8, and it's on to Iowa in the cornfields. Sartaj Man, Shane Therian, Trenton Jump, Bronson Stafford, Eric Stamp, Braxton DeWeese, Austin Gretorix, and Logan Brakey are currently all in. Will that change by night's end? More from Darlington. The Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs continue on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Welcome back to Darlington, ready for the restart here in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. You want to make a movie, Derek? What kind of movie you want to make about? Action, adventure, horror?
Action. If I had to make a movie, it'd probably be about racing.
Action about racing. We have our new Days of Thunder 2, virtual esports style.
It's actually
dropping the virtual hammer. No, you're not. Back to green at Darlington virtually. They are green here on the restart. And I think they're going to get maybe one lap in, and then they're going to throw the caution at the end of stage number 1. And we got problems for Andy McDowell. He has stalled in 20.
Looked like he just got off the racetrack there. I don't know what's going on with McDowell.
And they're going to come to the line. This will be the end of stage number 1.
Been a lot of issues for some of these top runners tonight. You know, Shane Therian with his issues, and Tomasi and Bourne, and now add McDowell to that list as well.
Yes, sir.
Those guys have all been in the top 5 the whole time they were running, and now they're gone.
So this race continues on. We'll definitely look and see here where we're at. This race tonight. Taking the top 8 to the round of 8 playoffs. 4 will be eliminated when this race concludes. But as for right now, it is the man of Trenton Jump out in front. Trenton Jump, Derek Fulton, has not won a race on the Adrenaline iRacing League since the opener. Actually, it wasn't even the opening race. It was the All-Star Daytona All-Star race, the shootout.
Oh, so he's actually looking for his first win here tonight then on the regular points season then.
That's right. Because obviously, you know, the All-Star race, even though he won the All-Star race, it wasn't it was a non-points event. It was unsanctioned. So, you know, he has no wins, but he is currently 3rd in the points in his 46 Ford. If he does not win, he's in a good, comfortable spot to advance. But you want to get that victory. You want that win. Logan Brakey, the number 29 Chevrolet for Sports Nation. Stafford climbing back up through the ladder.
Yeah, all these guys now with the chance, with those usual top runners falling out tonight, they got a real shot to really throw their name into the mix. And Trenton Jump, Braxton DeWeese, Logan Brakey have all not won a race yet this season. So they're all looking for their first win on the Adrenaline Racing season too.
And by the way, Tom Bourne, the 54 car, he is 1 lap down. We get a caution. He is back in business on the lead lap. There's his G Fuel, number 54. Trying to get around Coleman to the middle light, number 9. But again, if we get a yellow flag, he is the man that will get the lucky dog, if you want to call it that. I don't think they call it the lucky dog anymore. He will get the opportunity to go back on the lead lap.
What are they calling it these days? I think it's just the free pass, right?
Yeah, they call it the free pass. It's called the free pass now is what they call it. And then, so here's the thing. If you're a lap down, caution comes out, you get the free pass, which used to be called the lucky dog. iRacing today still calls it the lucky dog, but it's called the free pass. If you are multiple laps down, 1 or multiple laps down, if you decide not to pit when the field gets the 1 to go indication, then you get what is called the wave around. The wave around is for cars that are a lap down or more that decide not to come to the pits, Derek, and then they wave around the pace car to get back on the lead lap or get back 1 of their laps down.
Yeah, I think that's what we've seen Bourne do on the last caution to get 1 of his laps back as one of the other cars got the free pass. So now with that being said, they don't have tires right now. So Bourne's just going to be holding on, hoping for another caution before he maybe gets lapped again.
It's one of those mulligans of, you know, if you do it, you're good. But if you don't, then it's not good for you because either you're going to get a chance to pit and you still stay laps down, or if you don't pit, you go back on the lead lap, but still you're on your old tires and used up equipment and whatnot. So, and then you just pray for caution to come out.
Yeah, there's no way you can go up and pass anybody when somebody's got 30, 40 lap fresher tires than you. So you're just hanging on for dear life and, you know, just trying to make the most of it and hope for the best and hope you made the right decision in the long run. As this battle for the lead really was shaking up there, Braxton DeWeese got right up onto Trenton Jump's bumper, and Trenton was able to pull the gap back a bit by 0.2 of a second, but Braxton has been there. He's just looking for his opportunity.
We're going to try to make something happen for these drivers as they'll work their way back around the racetrack. Again, what a phenomenal job we're seeing by these guys. Still a lot of racing left to go here. Not even got into the 100-lap marker yet. And Trenton Jump, the man that is currently 3rd in the points in the 46 car. We're still seeing Logan Brakey, who's in 3rd. Brakey trying to close in on DeWeese. DeWeese, the man in 2nd, and he's trying to run down Jump in the Wins Oil Treatment, not convenience store, number 46. And there's the Viagra car. We know what Viagra's for. He's got problems in the number 6 machine. Rodriguez off the pace in his Ford Mustang.
I think Will might have a story about that 6 car from just this early past week. I think he just had a story that just came up with that. If you wanted to share that with Wesley.
Oh, really? Could let's just cut his mic on, okay? I know he does not like to talk. But he does. But we're gonna let him talk during this segment, okay? So tell us your experience with the Viagra car.
I think it was who was running that car.
Oh, Matthew Rodriguez.
Who was running that car back in the day. I think we've
that was
seen
Mark Martin.
Yeah,
Mark Martin used to drive the Viagra car. Yeah.
Mark Martin was online earlier this week, and Will Duvall actually raced with him on the dirt track. So it's awesome to see those guys coming around. And
Mark Martin was running an Indy car. Okay. Are you talking to the people? Just talking to us. He's chicken. He's chicken, people. Try to get him to talk. He doesn't want to talk. You've heard him talk before. He's like, Wesley, you're better announcer than I am. I can't talk. So, yeah, you're good. You got this. But anyhow, the Viagra car with problems. And Mark Martin out of Batesville, Arkansas, Mr. Consistency, never won a NASCAR championship. Never got to win the Daytona 500. I still think to this day he was robbed in 2007. Whenever him and Harvick and all crashed across the line. Remember that when they were all flipping on the last lap at Daytona?
Yeah,
and Harvick got the win. I always thought it was Mark Martin, but nonetheless, yeah.
Mark's been really been getting back around and into the scene with things. He's got that new podcast. If you ever want to go check that out, it's always a good time.
I always like Mark Martin. I always like Mark. Always a good guy, for sure. And here's a battle for the lead. Jump in the 46 car trying to hold off DeWeese, and while that goes on, Stafford, where did he come from? He literally made an unscheduled pit stop. Caution's coming to his favor. He's now back to third, and peeking on the inside is now DeWeese looking for the lead on the 46 of Jump. Yeah, he's got real license tag, Michigan Ford number.
Yeah. I think actually that's part of the NASCAR
I'm sorry, Derek. I have too many squirrel moments.
Looks like Braxton is going to try to get that move done here.
To the lead. To the lead. Here comes Braxton DeWeese on the bottom. Sizing up Jump for the top spot. Here they come. Down the straightaway. Little contact they make.
Yeah, this is that corner. Someone's got to give on the exit of 2. I noticed last corner Braxton had a run, and he chose not to put it on the inside going through this corner because he didn't want to try to make this pass here. So now he's forced to make it try to happen, and as we see, he had to give on the bottom. That corner is just absolutely impossible to hold your speed while you're behind somebody. You push up so much almost into the wall there, and if there's a car there, you got to be really careful not to get in them.
Yes, sir. By the way, if you don't know the math, 104 will be halfway.
Who's never good at 4.
Yes.
They always ask why I'm running each lap like it's the last. Well, that's because I don't know what lap we're on, so that you just got to win them all.
Good race, everything continuing along. That's Jump, the man out in front. Jump and DeWeese. Then these drivers find it out here. Hey, let's be honest. They're all fighting to stay to go to the round of 8. We know that they're in by virtue of points. But if they win, you automatically go in. You know that. So, I mean, you always want to win.
Yeah, Logan Brakey right there being the cutoff driver right back in 4th place, right trailing behind these guys. He's right there too in the standings. I mean, so they're looking pretty good right now. Those guys that are already in there, the top 8, are looking pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Trenton, Sartaj Mann is in by winning last week, as you said, at Daytona Road Course. Shane Therian's in by winning the week before at New Hampshire in their Toyotas. Then you've got Trenton Jump. He's going to be in by virtue of points unless something crazy happens. You have a tie between Bronson Stafford and Eric Stamp at 27, 25 back for Braxton DeWeese. So, I mean, these drivers doing what they need to do. And Logan Brakey is strong. Tom Bourne has an opportunity to get in. He's only 6 points back. There's a lot of great storylines here, not even at halfway for this event tonight from Darlington.
Yeah, and my money is Tom probably will get that lap back at some point. It's just a matter of when and if he's going to have enough time to still do something with it. He's definitely had the speed here tonight to maybe get up there and even win this race. It's just a matter of can he have these cards play out for him. But the guy he is chasing right now is Logan Brakey, who's running solidly in 4th place, and he's been in the top 5 all night. So that's going to be a really tough deal to get by him. But he's only 6 points back. So that's only 6 positions that he has to beat him by.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, Brakey's got a really strong car right now as well in that number 29, so he's doing what he needs to do.
And I think with the points tonight, Austin Gregericks will be locked in, right? From just starting tonight, I think he has enough on that bubble. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to see how it plays out. But he was 22 points to the good coming into this race. We received, roughly probably about 20 points from this race and from just starting, even though he didn't have a very good start. So I do think he will probably be the 7th place driver. So these guys are really racing for that last spot, and that's the 8th place car in the standings right now of your 4th place driver, Logan Brakey.
All of these drivers fighting for that opportunity to advance into the round of 8. They're trying to advance into the round of 8 in this final elimination match in the round of 12. For those from the Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs on LSR TV, it is the Cineplex Make Your Movie 208 laps, 500 kilometers around Darlington Raceway. We are approaching lap 100, and this battle of cat and mouse continues between Trenton Jump in 46 and Braxton DeWeese in 27. Bronson Stafford, who struggled earlier, is now right there ready to pounce on the 3rd place position there on the top 2 as they come back to the straightaway and we approach lap 100.
Yeah, Bronson Stafford really impressive with his run here tonight. Oh, as the leaders get together.
Oh, DeWeese gets loose up the racetrack. Stafford to the inside. He'll move to 2nd. DeWeese falls back to 3rd. Now, what a move there. That's worth a swag instant replay. They were fighting for 2nd, and quickly Stafford capitalized, Derek, and took it away.
Yeah, I think that was the battle for the lead. I don't think we got a replay here as we're getting from our producer, but that was the battle for the lead at this moment. I think Braxton may have pushed up as he got in front of him, almost a little bit of a slide job, and just didn't have the grip he needed to keep that thing down. I could be wrong, though. Trenton Jump may have helped him.
Playoffs here, and you know what? It's the playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. It's the playoffs, baby. You got to do what you got to do to win, and you got to race hard, and you got to move friends, and you might make enemies. Allies become enemies. You got to do what you got to do, virtual or reality, when it comes down to the playoffs. Got to do what you got to do, Derek. You know that.
Yeah,
we're approaching lap 100 and halfway.
Yeah, and Bronson Stafford definitely has that long-range speed. He's there now. He's at the leader's bumper, and it looks like he may be able to get by him here, as Braxton's going to try to limp that thing around and get that damage looked at before maybe a tire goes down or something.
Coming up on 91 laps. 90 complete. Here comes the leader. There is DeWeese. He's still in 3rd. We're still showing him. There's a battle for all these lead lap cars, battling lap cars, trying to clear them out of the way. Hardison gets out of the way of the leader. Stafford out in front, and only fitting for the Cineplex, number 61, to be leading here in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K at Darlington.
I think this would probably be the movie that he would be making, right?
He's making his own movie. That's exactly right. Making his own storylines. There
Definitely
you go.
A sharp-looking car. I like the blue and yellows together. It might not be a retro theme paint scheme, but still a really pretty paint scheme coming into tonight. As now Kenny has got up to 4th place. He's got by around Logan Brakey, so that's Robert Kenny there in the 34 car. He's 8 points back of the guy he just passed there, Logan Brakey. So we still have Tom Bourne and Kenny trying to steal that spot away from Brakey. Stories all over the track.
Approaching lap 100. Stafford now came down the pits for an unscheduled pit stop. The man has now gone back into the lead in the 61 car.
And the lady in black tonight has not been forgiving at all to these top runners. As I think we just seen Trenton Jump maybe get into the wall a little bit. He got that Darlington stripe coming off of turn 2.
Back off the turn, off of turn number 4, down the straightaway. Stafford jump to East. Kenny braking, top 5. And now Jump trying to pick up the pieces in that number 46 Wins car to try to make an ascent to run back down Stafford for the lead. Approaching halfway in this elimination round of 12. They move on to the round of 8 at Iowa next Sunday after the Martinsville E300. You better get signed up for that. It's going to be this upcoming Sunday, September the 27th, featuring a $1,000 to win late model stock event. Big money on the line, $1,000 to win, guaranteed money to start, starting 42 cars, live on LSR TV and CRN Sports. Get signed up. Contact Simulation World Auto Group Swag on Facebook now to lock in one of the 100 entries. I think they've got about 60 or 70 spots filled. They're taking 30 more, and when it's sold out, when we lock in 100, that's all they're taking is 100 entries. And I got a feeling they're going to max out for this big race. I think everybody's playing possum, waiting till the last minute. Had somebody the other day message me, Derek, and they said, can we see an entry list? No, we're not going to show you no entry list.
Yeah, no, it's one of those races, I think, just making the field, and it's going to be a huge honor. I'm hoping to make the field. I'm going to be running that race, and and Will Duvall, our producer, as well, is running that race. So, I mean,
I'm looking forward to announcing it. My longtime colleague and friend up in Virginia, we always work races at Martinsville together. Buck Roos and myself will be on the call. Matter of fact, we announced the Blake Morris Memorial. That was the Philip Morris's son passed away tragically back in May. At the end of April, and in May we had a race in his honor, the Blake Morris tribute, and it was on Speed 51. It was actually an LSR TV production, and me and Buck called that event, and that was truly a exciting, fun time. Matter of fact, Butterbean Brendan Queen picked up the win of that race. A real late model racer, Derek, winning the Blake Morris Memorial. And we want to see the same thing, real drivers signing up, virtual drivers, the best of the best battling at Martinsville next week, as we still see this battle continuing in the Adrenaline iRacing League playoffs. And we are approaching now 100 laps this time by down the front straightaway as Stafford, Jump, Kenny will get ready to bring them to that century grind complete here at Darlington in just a moment. No. News on. I was told it to Derek. Derek might have had to step away for a second. The Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K rolls on here. There is Stafford. There was Jump, and then there's the 34 of Kenny. What a good run for Kenny. Kenny has not won since Daytona. He came out of nowhere when he won that event. Robert Kenny sitting now in the number 3 position. And it looks like if he does not win or advance positions, he could be out of the playoffs. The Daytona winner.
Yeah, and with the solid run tonight, you always hate to have that still be the difference maker and the determining factor, because he still gave it all. So I'm sure Robert Kenny would rather just go out there and win this thing, and then he doesn't have to worry about it and do any math, as we were talking about earlier after the race.
And I know the calculations are still coming in. We'll keep updating them in here. I know as the race gets closer to the finish, they will really start, calculating and keeping up with the points, kind of like it was earlier. Right now, you have Man, Tyrion, Jump, Stafford, Stamp, Deweese, Gretorix, and Brakey all in right now in 8th. But again, every lap you gain, every position you gain or lose on the track will be the difference of where you end up on the scoring pylon and where the playoff bracket will set you if you make it into the round of 8, Derek. And by the way, we're coming up on halfway this time by.
Yeah, halfway this time by, and that top 8 is going to be tough next week. It looks like the top 12 was really tough just to get into the top 8, so it's going to be a real nail-biter right to the end of this season.
Darlington, the lady in black. First half complete. Second half, we've got a caution. Literally about to go to commercial break. The yellow flag comes out. Problems on the speedway. Trouble number 5, it's Grant.
Grant 8 laps down here. Not sure what happened to him.
Let's find out. Swag, E-Raps graphics and sim division. It's the replay. A rim run to the wall. Getting around the 8 car of Hardison. Hardison goes spinning up the racetrack. Grant slams the inside safer wall barrier. And there's the reason why we go into the yellow flag. 2-car accident. Grant and Hardison. And here we go just after halfway. A new ball game here, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, and the man that's really happy to see that right now is Tom Bourne. As we were talking about earlier, he should be in place to get that free pass here, which means he'll be able to get the free pass and go in and get a set of tires. He will have to start at the tail end of the longest line, but I'm sure he's not going to be complaining.
Pit is open. Here they come. The cavalry onto the pit lane. Led by Mr. Stafford, Jump, Kenny, Deweese, Brakey, all coming down the pit lane, all coming to their pit stops just after halfway. Derek, as we see pit stops take place here in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K, what's your take of the first half and what will part 2 entail? And right now, again, this is the elimination race to the round of 8.
Well, the lady in black has not been nice to a lot of guys tonight. As we look at the scoreboard, you know, 13 cars right now still taking laps out of the 23 cars that registered. That kind of speaks volumes. Lady in black has not been nice to very many guys tonight.
A crazy one, if you will, as here they come back down the pit lane.
Oh, and that was a really close race off. I'm surprised. To me, it almost looked like Kenny may have had a nose, but it looks like in the scoring loop, it was Bronson Stafford, your leader.
Halfway. What a show they have put on here at Darlington. We'll go side by side. Well, you know what? Check that. There ain't nothing going on. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more. The playoffs roll on for the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series on Sunday night. They're your home for sim racing, LSR TV.
Import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Remake.
There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like swag. Special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group Swag is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports.
Pause the mic real quick.
Lights are off on the pace car as we're back to the Cineplex 500K.
Yeah, just take over. Just take over, Derek. Just go ahead. I was trying to figure out how I was going to bring us back on the air, but you got this, color guy. Go ahead and do it. You become play-by-play. I'll be color. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if we want to do that, Wes.
Oh, no, you got this. We're back for the second half of the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. I was just trying to figure out why the swag logo was on the top of the graphic and not the Adrenaline Series logo, but, I mean, it's up on the upper left. So, anyhow, we're back to green. We're back underway. We're ready for the second half. And, Derek, what do you think we're going to see here?
I'm keeping an eye on that white and red car of Tom Bourne. He's going to be charging his way through the field, looking to get anything he can to get back into that points hunt. He's looking for a win tonight. I know he is. And then, like we said, that's going to make the math really easy after the race.
Dynamite drop in there, Derek. That broadcast school really paid off. Because here they come off a 2 to the back straightaway, back down the front stretch. I always wanted to use that line, Derek. If you've ever seen the movie Major League, you know, if you ever remember that movie, Bob Uecker, Harry Doyle. Yeah.
Right. I didn't actually go to broadcast school.
He's like, you're showing your age again, Wesley. You're a villain. How old you are? God almighty. I'm old, okay? I'm an antique, okay? I'm a legend. That's why they have me in the booth. Oh, here we come. What a job. There's Logan Brakey. I love that 29 car, Sports Nation. By the way, if people do not know what Sportsnet is, it is a sports network in Canada. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, that is Sportsnet. Rogers Sportsnet to be.
You know that. You're in Canada. You're a Canadian. Come on now.
Oh, absolutely. I know that. That's where I watch a lot of my hockey on. Unfortunately, they don't cover any stock car racing for us up here. That's all covered on TSN. For us in Canada.
TSN is like still like the, you know, here's the thing, and this is what people don't realize. Like, you have all of these networks like in the U.S. that are like the networks, but then like you have like the networks across the country, and TSN is like the Canadian network, but they're kind of like Fox, NBC. They don't care what channel it's on American. They broadcast the races. Correct?
Yep. The whole season is all on that, and it's basically just a rebroadcast of Fox's.
Well, they're live. When they're live, they show it.
Yeah, it's live, but it's just
It's
Fox's.
just a simulcast. It's called simulcast.
Yeah.
It's a simulcast.
And then they play their own commercials during it.
Yes.
Whenever they go to commercial, it's Canadian commercials, but everything else is the American, same exact version you guys would see.
Like you see a Miller Lite commercial, and they show a Pabst Blue Ribbon commercial, eh?
That's right. Maybe even a Molson Canadian commercial.
There you go. Hey.
Just don't get your boot stuck in the mud, okay?
Yeah, I gotta teach my buddy Derek how to say asphalt. It's asphalt. Like, you know, when you gotta. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna go down that. It's Bob Dylan always told me just call it pavement. So
yeah, that's where I've resorted to. As you'll slowly see, I've been trying to get to that point. It's pavement now for me.
Tonight I like my asphalt racing asphalt. So, and we're not making fun of you, Derek. It's who you are and where you're from.
That's right. I don't even know if it's where I'm from. That just might be a personal thing, to be honest with you.
Oh,
the boats and the A's, that's all blamed that on where I come from. That the asphalt, I don't know. I don't know if I can blame that one on where I come from.
Oh, wow. Well, the race continues on here, ladies and gentlemen, again, as we get ready for the second half of this event here tonight. For the Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series. I got to try to reel it back in, guys. I got the bait on the hook. I'm trying to reel him back in. Come on. As the race goes on. Off of turn number 3 and 4. Stafford, Brakey, followed by Stooksbury, all in that mix there as they come back down the front straightaway. Hey, we have the ticker that goes from the top to the bottom. Show them the one that goes side to side from the top. I like this one as well. Look at this. Yes, sir.
Yeah, looking really good. Charles been working off the hook to get those, those done, and they're looking great. They really are.
The full field rundown as it stands: Stafford leads, Brakey, Stooksbury, Stamp, and Trenton Jump currently the top 5 in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. The third round of the playoffs in the round of 12 elimination. Round of 8 begins next week at Iowa.
Yeah, Tom Bourne there, and that's now up to 6th place. He's coming. And I look at that ticker, it looks like he's gaining more than he's losing. So I'm expecting him to still maybe get up there and shake things up. But Logan Brakey's still on that bubble spot. He's sitting good right now. Hey.
A good job by all of these drivers. What a show they have put on for sure. As it is coming down to white knuckle time, it is coming down to playoffs. As we said, you win, you're in. You have to try to do something in the playoffs. You better do it now because time is running short. You got to make a move.
Yeah, Bronson Stafford came back up here and really took control of the race after it really shook up there for the first half. And we'll see if Tom Bourne has anything for him on the long run. But Stafford has got that long run car, so he's going to be looking to check out a bit.
No, you don't get it, Charles. You don't get it, Will. Put the other one back up, okay? It was a joke. We used to say that we wanted to have the sidebar because it looks better than the one on the top. But since we have actually the official link to the Adrenaline iRacing League timing and scoring, then we can be able to change the overlay. So put the other one back up. Put it on top. Put it on the upper top. We like that. We like it. Oh, you did, really? Oh, they need it. They need the sidebar. They're using it. Okay, never mind. They're using it for something. Never mind. I digress.
That's
they're working on something. They're working on something behind the scenes. Yes.
Oh, Tom Bourne just squeezes by there in that 54 car. Just got enough room to get by Tyler Stooksbury in that 19. Tom Bourne now breaking into the top 5.
So that shows you right there, folks. There's stuff going on behind the scenes in LSR TV broadcast production to enhance things, make it better than even when we're live on the air. And
Never
the fans
stop
like
working.
the sidebar. And the fans like the sidebar. You like the sidebar, you got the sidebar. There you go. Never stop working, Derek, just like you said, bud. That's some big things coming up this week. Holy cow. Man. Gonna be fun.
Ooh.
Go.
53.
Oh, up in the wall.
Is that Stamp? I believe that was.
Yes,
yeah.
it is. He just stamped the wall. Made a little indention in his car.
Stamp got Stamp. Bourne is now up to 4th now. He's right behind Trenton Jump, so he's going to be looking still. Robert Kenny, your other cutoff driver right now in 7th place. He's still right in there in the battle. If anything happens, he's going to be right there to capitalize on it. This thing's going to come right down to the last lap, I think, Wes.
What a show they've put on for sure, definitely. Man.
The 46 now getting into the wall of Jump. Everyone's getting their Darlington stripe if they haven't already got one. As it looks like Bourne almost got one there. He just kept it off the wall, but he sees some clear track in front of him, and he's setting sight sail on Logan Brakey, the car that he's chasing in the points as well.
Back off of the corner, down into turn number 4, coming to the front straightaway. Good racing here so far at Darlington. Stafford, the man that has led a couple of times, had a problem. Made an unscheduled pit stop, fell to the back, worked his way all the way back to the front, and he is out in front right now. Stafford leads, braking in 2nd. Bourne is 3rd. Jump is 4th. Stamp, even after giving us a scare a moment ago, giving a little stamp up against the wall, a famous Darlington stripe, he is still in the top 5. Stooksbury, Kenny, Walter, DeWeese, Coleman, the top 10.
Yeah, and then we got Smith, Hawk, Dyer, and Hardison is actually... Dyer is the last car right now taking laps. Oh no, it looks like Hardison is on the track right now. He's 21 laps down as we just see him on the screen there. But every other driver after that I think is retired from this race. As I guess that'll be their final finishing order of 16th with Grant, 17th with Packard, 18th with Rodriguez, 19th Maine, 20th McDowell, after we've seen him drop off the pace, Tomasi in 21st, Shane Therian in 22nd, and Austin Gretorix in 23rd, rounding out the field.
Man, a lot of good racing coming up tomorrow night. Again, as I said, right after this race concludes our Sunday night cap here. Tomorrow we will have the debut of the the No Racing League Cup Series, the No Racing League Pro Series Cup cars. That will be at Talladega, round 5. We missed the first couple of weeks because of they were working with someone else, and we had actually speed weeks last week, so that's why we couldn't show the race this previous week. But we will be live at Talladega coming up. Well, Watkins Glen is where they raced at last week. But we'll be at Talladega coming up on Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, for the No Limit Racing Pro Series is what I was trying to say. Then the Northwest iRacing Cup Series will be in action at the Pocono Raceway. Tuesday, Nashville, the debut, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, of the SWAG Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge. Derek, you will be in the booth with me for that. That is going to be fun. We kind of come up with that ourselves. We are the monster creators of that Frankenstein.
That's right, and I think that's something everybody's always wanted to see, is those cup cars back on the tracks that we grew up on, as Tom Bourne is going to take that second spot.
Yes, he is, Tom Bourne. Bourne and Brakey fighting for position, at least trying to advance their positions up the ladder as the race continues on here. Lap 132 of 208. And Mr. Bourne will move now to second. He'll try to begin his opportunity in 3.5 seconds back to run down Brian Stafford for the lead. Yes, sir. By the way, again, Tuesday night, Nashville, the Music City, for the SWAG Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge. Wednesday night, the Butt Kicker 200, the CRN Money Dash. Top 3 finishers in the big 160-lap race at Bristol win a butt kicker for free. Top 3. And then, of course, we also move into Thursday. Thursday will be the Ohio and Indiana Roofing All-Star Showdown and Challenge at Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis. That's going to be an exciting format. 14, 15 cars fighting for spots, the All-Star race, bragging rights. It's going to be really, really cool. And then we close out the night with the Thursday night. That's all we actually do. We're off on Thursday night for the Truck Series. And then Sunday, it is the Martinsville E300. The E300, replacing the Valley Star Credit Union 300 for real at Martinsville Speedway. Late model stock cars on Martinsville, on broadcast LSR TV and CRN Sports for the radio feed. Get signed up. The E300. We welcome any and everybody. $50 entry fee. When we fill up 100 spots, registration's closed. To get signed up, join SWAG on Facebook. Sign up. Message them directly. Simulation World Auto Group SWAG on Facebook, and get your opportunity to be a part of history. Derek, that's going to be a special event.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one for the ages. Definitely like to see a couple of these guys out there too. Maybe go try their luck, and you never know how those things going to play out at a short track like Martinsville. Tom Bourne now getting his Darlington stripe. But yeah, next week is it's looking crazy here for LSR TV. Like, to say the least, it's pretty exciting.
And then we start it all over again on Sunday night right here from Iowa for the round of 8. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. Good racing here at Darlington. Got a nice little green flag run under our belt. I think it's going to start heating up for the finish. Stafford, Jump, Bourne, Brakey stamp the top 5. From Darlington Speedway, we'll be back with more on your home for sim racing. We go side by side on LSR TV.
Louisiana, we do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized, I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats. hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you can just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com. We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana.
Darlington, we hope you enjoyed that kick in the asphalt segment. Kick in the asphalt here on LSR TV. Derek Fulton, Wesley Outland, and Will Duvall in the production chair, having a fun on a Sunday night in this round of 12 elimination race. The round of 8 begins at Iowa next week. And Stafford is the man still leading the way as we see Kenny and Brakey continue to battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th on the racetrack. And here comes also Stamp outside the top 5. He's in 6th. You got to make a move. You better make it now, Derek. Time is running out.
Yeah, and for guys like Bourne and those guys on the bubble, the guy they're hunting right now, they definitely got to beat him for sure, but they also got to beat a couple guys in front of them as well to make sure they can get that playoff spot. So if Brakey doesn't have any mistakes here tonight, he's looking pretty good. Tom Bourne 2 spots up on him right now. That's not going to be enough when he's 6 points back.
Races are coming down to the wire here, definitely. I mean, it's coming down to white knuckle time. You got to make your moves. You got to do something here, and it is time. If you do not finish in these top positions to advance in, your quest for a championship ends. You're out of the round of 8, and then you see now 8 drivers advancing. We already know that we see Jump and Bourne battle. I've always called him Sergeant Man. But actually, he told me tonight that his name is said differently, and now I can't even Sartaj. I can't even. I can't even just. I can't even get it in my repertoire to even pronounce it. Sartaj man. Sartaj man is in. Shane Tyrion is in the playoffs. They're in by virtue of winning at New Hampshire and last week at the Daytona Road Course. And by the way, Sartaj man won Daytona. You called that race last week with Will Duvall, and I know that was a pretty interesting race. I mean, you've had an opportunity to see the Daytona Road Course before I have calling an esports race. What did you think of it last Sunday?
It was definitely interesting. I didn't even actually get a chance to run it when everybody was on the schedule a couple weeks ago, so that was the first time I've actually seen an iRacing event on that layout, and it was definitely interesting. Seen a great battle almost all night long between Austin Gretorix and Sartaj man, and it ended up being, I think, a penalty or something like that basically was the deciding factor, and Gretorix fell off and couldn't get quite backed up to Sartaj man, but he had a really good run going until then.
So again, Shane Tyrion winning at the opening race at New Hampshire last week. Daytona Road Course was Sartaj man, and now Sartaj man and Tyrion are 1 and 2 in the points. And again, Trenton Jump, Bronson Stafford, Eric Stamp, Braxton DeWeese, Austin Gretorix, and Logan Brakey are currently also in the points right now. But that can change. I mean, let's be honest, that can change because we've seen drivers like Gretorix struggle in the 13. That's going to hurt him. So he's going to take some type of a hit. He might go out of the round of 8. Just storylines among storylines here that could happen down the final 50 laps here at Darlington, Derek.
Yeah, and Bourne and Kenny, both of them right now, right on that cusp of the playoff bubble. And right now, they've gotten almost all the positions they can get to this point. So now they're just kind of looking in the mirror and keeping an eye on where Logan Brakey is in that Sportsnet car. And the more and more that he falls back, though, every car that passes him puts him closer and closer to the bubble. So this still could be shaken up for sure.
Great racing continuing on here at the virtual Darlington Raceway as we continue with the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. I'm Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, Will Duvall. There's Tom Bourne in the 54 car G Fuel entry trying to close in. There you go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, you've upgraded. I'm proud of you, Will. Down the back straightaway. It's pretty nice what a little motivation can do with Cody to get him to give you what you need, right?
Yeah, definitely coming through. These overlays are looking really good and
awesome work. Yes, yeah, for sure. And we even had a team meeting with Swag earlier this afternoon, and one of the things that that Charles said was, "Man, I'm doing things that I've always loved doing esports broadcasts, but all the cool things that we are doing now, I have such a new reprieve, and I have a new renewed vigor, if you will, to just have a passion to want to get all these cool things done and get all these graphics and things taken care of that I've wanted to put off for right." So definitely, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, Tom Bourne is falling off a little bit from Trenton Jump, but I'm assuming these guys are going to need some gas here soon and definitely going to need some tires. That's for sure. So we'll be interested to see where and when these guys end up pitting, as I think we did see one car come down already. I don't know if he was having some issues, but
that's right.
A couple laps to go there. But actually, he's on pit road right now, I guess.
Caleb Smith is on pit road.
No, that's Caleb Smith in 11th place, one of your bubble drivers. So that's
one of the money stops, I believe. I think we're actually seeing the money stops now, believe it or not. Here comes the 25 on the pit lane. Bronson Stafford, again, the man that's leading. Got one up in the wall. We saw some sparks a moment ago. And down the front straightaway, here they come again with Tom Bourne in the 54 car trying to run down Trenton Jump for second. And they still are trying to run down the driver of Bronson Stafford, who is looking for his 5th win on the season, okay? No, fourth win. My apologies. His fourth win. Most recent win came at Charlotte in that long 600-kilometer race, 250 laps. Man, what a long! No, 350 laps. That was a long race we did. But anyhow, Bronson Stafford, most recent win came there, and then we have 3 wins for him. He is trying to tie Shane Therian for 4, and again, with this win, he will advance either by points or by a win, Derek, into the round of 8 for the playoffs at Iowa next week. There he is. Trenton Jump on the pit lane.
Yeah, Trenton Jump now coming in, starting the cycle. Looks like he's got a car with him. Tom Bourne
right behind him. Yep.
Another car
Cat
now.
and mouse. Tom and Jerry follow each other right to the pit lane and back out.
They're going to try to get a little bit of an advantage here on tires over Bronson Stafford, maybe close that gap a bit. But I expect to see Bronson coming down any lap now.
What a run. Look at Stafford. Performance base for the man of the number 61 machine. He's doing a phenomenal job. Kenny in the second position. Robert Kenny now will cycle into the lead in the 34 car. Robert Kenny now. Stafford will fall back to second. And he might lose more as he's still on the pit lane trying to pass more cars. But here comes Robert Kenny. In the 34, you're going to pick him up now on the race course as we still have a cycle of green flag pit stops underway. Kenny has not won since Daytona back in June, right after Father's Day. What a crazy race that was. They were flipping, they were crashing, coming across the start-finish line, and when it ended, Robert Kenny survived a demolition derby virtually in front of him off of turn 4 to pull an upset victory by driving on the grass to pick up the win for opening the season.
Yeah, Kenny looks like he's going to go another lap here, so he looks like he's going to run that tank dry, and he's going to try to keep these drivers that just pit a lap down and hope maybe one of them has problems and gets a caution. But at this point, that's what he's going for.
Closing in on the under 50 laps to go here. This is 208 laps, so we're just under 50 laps remaining down the stretch here for this event tonight. The number 9 on the pit lane, Coleman, Evan Coleman's car, the Miller Lite car onto the pit lane to the attention of his crew. Money stop. Robert Kenny is on the pit lane as well. He will give up the lead. Just seeing where it said he come down into the pits in the 34 car. Here he comes. Kenny is on the pit lane. Coleman's on the pit lane. A cycle of green flag pit stops currently ongoing to set the home stretch for the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K on LSR TV from virtual Darlington Raceway. Could this be the money stop, Derek, if we could go green to the finish, or do you think they will have to pit again? And obviously, if we get a caution, that'll change it.
Yeah, I think they can make it to the end. I think we just seen about a 60-lap run, so they only really need to go about 40, 45, 50 laps here. So I think they got lots of fuel. It's just going to be a matter of can the tires hold up, as it looks like Trenton Jump did cycle around as your leader with those couple lap fresher tires. It just shows you the difference in speed. You know, closed that gap in no problem, and actually was able to get around them after being almost 3 or 4 seconds back before they.
Yeah, Robert Kenny's going to fall all the way back to 7th in the pit lane after coming off of pit road, and there's the battle now for the lead as they cycled back around and got around Kenny while he was on the pits. As Jump and Stafford now move by lap traffic. Here's another factor as he clears the 88 machine of Dyer. We weren't expecting lap traffic to be a factor for this race. This could really change things up as Jump and Stafford battle for the lead off turn 4.
Yeah, Stafford is there. He's going to be looking for that spot. I don't know if he's going to take it through 1 and 2. We'll have to see. We'll get to that spot on the exit of 2, and somebody may have to give. As it looks like Trenton Jump gets into the wall a little bit. They touch side by side coming off of 2.
A little bit of contact down the back straightaway. And Stafford will clear him. He'll clear Jump. Jump now wants it back. Oh, man, here comes Stafford. He's looking for his 4th win on the series, first in the playoffs to advance to the round of 8 for Iowa next week here in round 12 of elimination at Darlington. And Jump is in by virtue of points. He won the All-Star showdown race, the shootout, to start the season. He sits in second.
Yeah,
Bourne
no
in
wins.
third.
No wins for Trenton Jump on the regular season, but he did make it into the playoffs, and he's done really well over the last 2 weeks. So he's solidified himself in third place going into next week. Just looking for a win on top of that thing. But as those guys are racing, Tom Bourne's really licking his chops as he's been able to chop that lead down to about 3 or 4 tenths. I think he's closed in the last couple laps.
Making his move down the straightaway here. Bouncing off the wall goes Stafford. Jump right there behind him. And here comes now Bourne. He has reeled them in like bait on a hook. He's about to catch the bass and the trout together. It is the Shark, the man in third, Bourne, ready to put that G Fuel number 54 to the point and pull the upset victory. Tom Bourne is the upset of this race if he could win this thing, because honestly, he was outside the playoffs. He would face elimination if he doesn't do well tonight, and if he wins, put him in the round of 8 automatically. Derek.
Yeah, with the way that Logan Brakey's been running with that top 5 spot, I don't think that's going to be enough for Tom Bourne to get in on points. So at this point, Tom needs to get that win. It's going to be not only a battle for the win tonight, but also to keep his season alive.
And in addition to that, you also have a driver like Austin Gretorix having a bad night, going to face elimination probably. He could get bumped, unless he could either get bumped or at least drop down to 8th to Logan Brakey. And if that happens, Logan Brakey will get bumped, and somebody else could possibly take advantage of this. And right now I'm thinking of drivers like Tom Bourne, Robert Kinney. Right now, those are my guys. Hey, even Caleb Smith is in the top 15 right now. He's got a good run going for him.
Yeah, we've seen Caleb Smith drop off the pace there for a couple laps. I don't know if he had an issue or what, but he's 3 laps down right now, so he's going to need a few cautions to get back in there to get a couple spots. But you never know what's going to happen with these leaders, too, because at the end of the day, something could happen with them, and he could maybe pick up some spots after they have mishaps, maybe.
Clearing that 24 of Packard, getting around him. Brockton Packard. Bronson Stafford, the man leads the way. Trenton Jump in second. Tom Bourne third. DeWeese and Stamp the top 5. What a show they are putting on. They're pulling away from the pack. Bourne back to the outside. Look to the inside for a second. Thought better of it. He'll stay up under the 46 of Jump's car. They'll work their way to the back straightaway. Final commercial break, and I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll be nice, and we'll go side by side one more time, so you don't miss a lap of the action as the leaders are fighting for the lead, the top 3 cars of Stafford, Jump, and Bourne. And then you also have them trying to stay and fight through lap traffic. We'll go side by side when we come back. Derek and myself will take you to the finish. Who's going to the round of 8? We'll find out from Darlington next.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom t-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized, I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where we, you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn. and which is the reason for the art fees. 'Cause we do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, just it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Yes. Ready for the home stretch of the Cineplex Make Your Own Movie 500K. From Darlington Raceway, virtually on iRacing. Wesley Outland. We also have Derek Fulton. On the production side of things is Mr. Will Duvall, in for lead executive producer Charles Woot. Down to the final 30 laps of this event, or under 30 laps to go. There is so much riding on this as the 25 of Smith bounces off the wall. He's currently in the back of the points. He's in 13th. Now moves up to 12th. And while that goes on, we also have the leaders fighting through lap traffic. They just put Smith a lap down again, or numerous laps down. Points, position, advance. You're in by winning. You want to win like Stafford or Borner, Jumper, DeWeese. But if you don't, what do you do if you can just try to advance as many points as you can? Derek, it's go time now. I said we might have needed to hold off here a little bit, but I think these guys are about to punch the button and go all out for these final 30 laps, especially for the ones that are on the outside looking in for a shot to go to the playoffs in the round of 8.
Yeah, like guys like Tom Bourne right now giving it all they got this season on the line, and it's showing. These guys are really pushing for everything they can get. Tom Bourne was a really fast car there earlier on. Just hasn't had the open space that he's needed, and Bronson Stafford has just had that speed on the long run and has really been taking off.
Race coming down to the end. Here they come back to the stripe. Up the racetrack goes Bourne.
He's going to let those lap traffic cars by. Like, they have a little, I think, 20 lap newer tires now at this point. So it just really shows you on the track the difference. You know, he's kind of watching that, hoping maybe they might have some mishaps going when they're going around Bronson Stafford for that lead, because at this point, that might be all he needs to really get this win.
Man, it's looking good. What a show they put on. What a race here. As it looks like Stafford definitely could have it left in the bag to go for his 4th win. But again, out of nowhere, swag caution flag could rear its ugly head and cause a crazy shootout finish here. As right now a lot of laps remain. Here they come off of the corner, and lap car drifted up in front of Stafford. That's the 22 of Hope. And now he's going to get passed by Smith. Caleb Smith trying to get back on at least get one of his laps back there. Derek, he would be 4 laps down if he could clear Stafford.
Yeah, and look at that ticker. Looks like Bourne has closed into 1 second, almost 0.8 back. So he has got some time back on the leader with that happening.
Well, Derek, you know the scenario, my friend. Virtual or reality. 2 cars side by side lose momentum on a car that it's not going on his own. He's literally getting all of the air cut away. He's literally losing all the momentum he has. And now whenever you're battling side by side in lap traffic, that allows the man behind you to just reel you in quicker and quicker. And he has now closed that interval to under 1.1 seconds as we come down to the final 25, 30, 28 laps to go of this race. I mean, it's still anybody's race here. Definitely, we're going to come up on 20 laps to go here, and when you see it, it's going to change on the ticker. That's another thing that we want to show y'all up on the upper left of the monitor. Whenever we come to 20 laps to go, you will see on lap 189, 20 to go. In less than 3 or 4 laps, just another one of the cool amenities that Charles and everybody's worked on to make the enhancement better. And I'm a fan of the countdown clock as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's going to be really cool. I think Bronson Stafford is still looking in his mirror. He's looking for Tom Bourne, and he's expecting him to get up there.
That's right there. He's right there on him.
Yeah, he's right there. And, as I look down in the standings right now, Logan Breakey is in 7th place. So if you do the math on that one, Bourne may have enough to make it in on points. This is going to go right down to the wire. Breakey's going to have to get every position he gets, and this is going to be really interesting.
And I'll tell you what, and because of Austin Gretorix having the bad luck that he had, this could, as you said, be the opportunity for him to do just that as they work their way back down the straightaway into turn number 3. Stafford trying to get the victory. His 4th win on the season, first in the playoff or in the round of 12 to advance to the round of 8 in elimination. The man in 2nd, Tom Bourne, 2nd, trying to go to the round of 8. Don't know if he could get around Stafford to win him, but if he could hold on and do what he needs to do points-wise, finishing-wise, he could get that lucky spot to advance to the round of 8 and make a run for a championship 2nd round. Derek.
I said earlier that my math wasn't
20 to go.
Yeah, 20 to go. I said earlier that my math wasn't good. Well, to my math, I'm thinking right now Tom Bourne is still 1 point out of the playoffs if they finish in the positions they are right now. And missing the playoffs by 1 point or missing the cutoff by 1 point, that's absolutely devastating. So I expect him to really be pushing here to try to get up there and get that win.
I know these guys will definitely get dead on it for the points as soon as we get to the end of the race. They'll definitely tabulate it real quickly and check everything and make sure we have some type of idea of who will go to the round of 8. We're at least knowing there's at least 3 or 4 scenarios in these stories happening of who can go in, who is out. Obviously, Austin Gretorix, 188 laps down. I really think he's going to be done for. Shane Therian, how about him? He had a bad night, but here's the thing. He's in. He's in by virtue of winning at New Hampshire. Sarjay Mann is in after winning. What? Sartaj Man. I already butchered it again. Sartaj Man is in after virtue of winning at Daytona Road Course. Sartaj Man and Shane Therian, they are in. 128 laps down, 150 laps down. But for Sartaj and Man and Shane Therian, they don't have to worry about it. It's amongst everyone else that are under pressure here to see who's going to the round of 8.
Yeah, and it looks like right now Logan Breakey's got quite a bit of a cushion right now on the 8th place driver of Coleman. Is looking about, I think it's 7-8 seconds back. So he's going to be looking to keep that spot, because if he loses that spot, we may end up with a tie for that last cutoff point.
Wow. It's all about positions. I told you. It's all coming down to positions. It's all coming down to who wants it more. Who wants to advance their position? Who wants to climb the ladder? Who wants it more? That's what we're seeing right now. And I will say this, whatever happens, what a show they put on here at Darlington. You can definitely see the passion and the desire these guys have to try to win this event here. No question about that, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, and those guys that needed to have that performance tonight, they've done all they can, all but one position here for Tom Bourne. And, we can still see a late race caution, so this thing's definitely not over by all means. But right now it's looking like it's just going to be not enough, just 1 point short, and that's absolutely devastating.
Yeah. What an event here, I'm telling you. They've all done a phenomenal job. It's down to what cards fall the way they will. Bottom line.
That's right, and exactly like what you're saying today. Sometimes friends have to turn into enemies when you get into these crucial points, and they can only take so many. And after the next cutoff, we'll see that again. And but no, there is no cutoff after this, is there, Wesley? Or is there?
There is no cutoff after the round of 8. Yeah, there is. You go to the round of 4.
Round of 4. That's right.
For the championship finale at Phoenix. Yes, sir. Yep.
So yeah, that cutoff's going to be just as interesting and just as tight in points, because these guys are that close coming right now into the round of 8. So you can only imagine what it's going to be like going into the round of 4.
What a show it's been for sure. Down the line, coming up on 12 to go here. And there's Stafford. Bourne and Jump, 1, 2, and 3. There's the battle for second, as it has allowed Trenton Jump to run back down. Tom Bourne for second. Down the straightaway they go in the backstretch into turn number 3 to the west end of the speedway. Bourne is about to allow Jump to try to reel him in for second. Bourne does not need to let that happen. As you said, it's down to positions, Derek. You've got to try to stay up in front as much as you can.
Yeah, and if he loses this spot here in this race, I think it's going to be a done deal on math, and so he's got to do everything he can to keep that second spot at the very least, because something could maybe still happen to Breaky, but at the end of the day, where they're running, it's not going to be enough, and if he loses that spot, we're going to be one more point back to the direction he doesn't want to go.
10 laps to go in the round of 12. He's on the wall. Bourne gets sideways, drops below the bottom of the apron, allows Jump to get by him. That slip, that failure, that mistake might have cost him the round of 8.
Yeah, he's just pushing that car for all he can right now, and it really shows now. At this point, he really needs a caution, but he doesn't want to be that caution either. I'm sure those tires are a little hot right now. He's been driving that car as hard as it possibly could go for the last 40 laps, and it's really showing here. He's just hanging on at this point.
Wow, 9 to go.
Jump gets back into the wall,
took
though.
him out. Yes, sir.
Jump gets into the wall slightly, so that's going to give Bourne a chance to come back again. So this thing might not be over yet for second place.
The interval is almost 3.1 for Jump to Stafford, 3.7 for Bourne to Stafford. DeWeese, 14 seconds back. A good run for that young man, might I add. Braxton DeWeese, he's in the playoffs. We know he's going to the round of 8 in that number 27 car. Good run for him, whether you want to say it looks like Ricky Craven or Rusty Wallace or Steve Grissom. The Kodiak colors is what it reminds me of, seeing that car.
Yeah, nice, really cool looking paint scheme. Braxton we haven't talked about much besides when he was up there battling for the lead, Braxton DeWeese, but he's been putting on a great show and been really consistent throughout this season and throughout the first round, and that's why he finds himself in a really good spot going into next week. And he had the
So here's something I just found out. Listen to this. Tom Bourne got stage points in this race. As of right now, if the calculations are correct, Austin Gretorix is out. Tom Bourne will be in.
Wow, so that would move Logan Breaky up into the 7th place spot, and then Tom Bourne into the 9th place spot, or 7th and 8th, however they would be positioned. But we talked about that earlier, about Gretorix having that bad luck, and that's going to be devastating for him.
Yes. And 5 laps to go now becomes 4 laps to go. Here in the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. And the sponsor of the race has the sponsor on the car that is leading the race. Mr. Bronson Stafford, looking for his 4th win. And no doubt about it, you can't say it's rigged in any way, Derek. Stafford had a strong car the entire race, came down to the pits, made an unscheduled pit stop, redeemed himself, also sponsored by GoPro, and he is about to go to victory lane and get his 4th win of the season, and with this win advance into the round of 8, joining Man and Tyrion. What a show that has happened here tonight. Bronson, Stafford, and 4 to go. 3 to go.
3 to go now at the line. The Cineplex car, like you just said, gonna be looking good for the end of this one. The only thing that could beat him now at this point is a yellow flag. So he's really hoping this thing green, or himself. Yeah, that's right.
Or himself. You're exactly right. And even if he does struggle tonight, doesn't matter. He's already locked in by virtue of the points. Just like drivers like Trenton Jump, Braxton DeWeese. These guys, Logan Breaky, will probably get in by virtue of the points. But we know Gretorix is out, and it sounds like if everything is correct, Tom Bourne, props to the G Fuel man in the 54. He's in the wall again. He will advance into the playoffs with 2 to go to the round of 8.
Yeah, driving the absolute wheels off that thing tonight, and he's going to park that thing on a podium by the looks of it. So definitely well-deserved night. We didn't realize he got those stage points early on, but definitely having a good run tonight.
And this man, what a phenomenal job here at Darlington, down the back straightaway for the final time. He'll get ready to roar to the west end of the speedway to turn number 3. The car number 61, Cineplex GoPro, will move into the round of 8 on to Iowa. 3rd win on the season, now becomes 4. He wins the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K at Darlington. Some drivers going on, some going not home, but they're out of the run for a championship in the round of 12. Now becomes the round of 8. Stafford, Jump, Bourne, DeWeese, Kinney, your top 5. The celebration begins at Darlington virtually for Bronson Stafford, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, and then Stamp Brakey coming home in that 7th place spot. He's just going to squeak into the playoffs, into that last spot, if I'm not mistaken. And then we talked about Austin Gretorix falling out with that 23rd place run tonight. But Coleman, Stewksbury, and Walters round out the top 10.
Let's take a look at the results here, presented by SawBlade.com for the tonight's race at Darlington of the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. Stafford wins 3.3 seconds back to Trenton Jump. Tom Bourne will finish in 3rd, Braxton DeWeese 4th, Robert Kinney in the top 5. Then it's Stamp, Brakey, Coleman, Stewksbury, Walter, top 10. By the way, only 7 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, definitely Lady of the Black struck tonight, but Matt Dyer in the 11th place position, Caleb Smith, Jacob Hopp, Spencer Hardison, Brockton Packard, Tanner Johnson, Jacob Grant, Matthew Rodriguez, Sartaj Mann, and Andy McDowell round out the top 20.
Sartaj Mann, Shane Tyrion, and now Bronson Stafford all advance plus 5 more. Tyler Tomasi, Shane Tyrion, all these other cars. Austin Gretorix having problems. Their race has put them out here of the playoffs for the round of 12 going into the round of 8. Coming up, the Clan War servers post-race wrap-up. We'll talk to the top 3 and get you ready for Iowa. Final look at the rundown of the top 8 that have made it in, and so much more. Stick around from virtual Darlington. We're your home for sim racing, LSR TV.
They say everything is bigger. These guys down in Texas aren't messing around. This feature race will separate the boys from the men, the girls from the ladies. Can you handle racing 300 laps for $25,000? It's not as easy as you think. We don't stop to tow those too weak. We just push them out of the way. We don't run 20 laps. We run 300 each night. We don't care about what you and your boys have under the hood. Bring all you got. Don't be scared. Call my Cowboy Jack today to get signed up. It all goes down on October 2nd and 3rd in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Kenny Wallace is coming back this year to try again. You don't have excuses. Go to LoneStar600.com now.
There's a lot of esports leagues in iRacing, but there's nothing like swag. Special events, series sanctioning. The Simulation World Auto Group swag is excited for you to become a member and join our team. Weekly competition includes Stadium Super Trucks, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, the Short Track Cup All-Star Challenge, the Winter Heat during the winter months, and so much more. Special events and venues is also throughout the year. We want you to be a part of the team. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by looking up Swag Esports Racing and jump on board with the Shark. Big money, fun times. We want you to be a part of what is the new Simulation World Auto Group. All the details again on Swag Racing Esports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you at the virtual tracks across the world. And if not, follow broadcast coverage on LSR TV, the weekly racer in CRN Sports.
It's time for the Clan Wars servers post-race wrap-up. Let's get that queue up, and we'll get ready for the post-race wrap-up here tonight from Darlington. Oh, okay. All right, I thought we were going to have the overlay play, but unfortunately he does not have it. But anyhow, it is time for the Clan Wars servers post-race wrap-up. Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, and man, got to help this guy, Will Duvall, finishing on the production side of things. Top 3, Darlington, round of 12 in the books, now becoming the round of 8. A lot of heartbreak for some, a lot of jubilation for others. Third place for the man of Mr. Tom Bourne. Tom, you are in the playoffs by virtue of stage points, by virtue of a crazy race you had here tonight. I know you wanted to win this race, though. What's your take of Darlington this evening?
I don't know what to say. Just, saying I didn't get stage points. Finished a lap down onto the stage caution because I passed the pace car going into pit road. Just an iRacing thing. I love the track though. Had a fast car all night. It was just I didn't have enough for the win tonight.
I mean, you did have a really strong car though. I mean, you really did.
Yeah. I wish I put myself in a better position. The same thing happened to me at Texas. Before the chase, and that really put me in a hole, and this kind of put me in a hole also, and I was trying to rebound the entire race, and it just too little too late.
Yeah, we seen you battling there back and forth with Trenton Jump, and at the moment we didn't really realize and calculate the stage points, and we were trying to do the math, and it was I had you at 1 point out at that point, and I thought that would have been absolutely devastating. So good job on the stage points, and just explain to me how that what's going through your mind there on those last couple laps.
Just basically trying to get every position I could. I still don't know if I'm good or I'm not. I don't think I am because of where Breaky finished and Kenny, but like I said, I was driving my heart out the whole race. I knew I had to go in here, get a good finish and everything. And, it hurts. If I didn't make it, then, season, chase championship's over. But, if I did, then we go on to next week and see what goes on.
So are you in? Do you know if you're in yet? Are they still tallying the points? What's the take now, Tom?
I believe they're still tallying the points. I'm getting reports from my team and everything that I missed it because I screwed myself on the stage. I'm getting reports that I'm out by 5. So
Wow.
It kind of sucks, but we go on the next week at Iowa to see. Season's not over. I still want to get my first win on the season, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I extended question here. If you're eliminated from the playoffs, how do you keep the passion and the mindset to still continue to run? If you're out running for a championship, what does a driver do to continue just to race every week?
I enjoy coming to the track. It's all about finishing good and everything and preparing myself for next season. It helps that, I've got team cars in the chase also. I think I've got at least 2 or 3 teammates in the chase going into the round of 8. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and help them out as much as possible. And if I can, then that'd be great. If not, I'm going for wins myself. I got to pad my stats. So, at the end of the day, it's great that a team car would win, but I'd rather win.
You came very, very close for sure. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Tom Bourne might be out by 5 points. We do not officially know the calculations yet. It has not been tabulated or given to us yet of what the who's going on, who is out. We knew the way it's. Well, actually, it has just been updated.
Yeah, it has just been
updated. Actually, it has just been updated. We will go over all of that before we go off the air. They are still currently working, but it is disappointing to say. Right now, currently, Tom Bourne is out, but they are still continuing to change the point standings over and over, putting in different tabulations. So have hope. I know he thinks he's -5, but anything is possible. But again, the points are currently being updated. We will have the official rundown whenever Trenton Jump, again, we'll talk with him here in just a second. But whenever Logan Brakey and Tanner Johnson give us that information, we will definitely pass it along. Right now, Trenton Jump, man, last time I spoke to you in Victory Lane, Daytona All-Star race, the shootout, it's been an up and down pendulum roller coaster for you. You're in the playoffs. I know that much, but you want to win in that 46 car bad. You're happy with second?
I mean, I did the most with the damaged car tonight, that's for sure. I had knocked the wall down multiple times, and I don't even know how I got second, but that's 3 weeks in a row I've been second. So I've been wanting to talk to you, and you haven't been here.
I have. I've been on the road. I've had other obligations and commitments, bud. So maybe I'm your good luck charm.
Seen you battling back and forth there with Tom Bourne. Just a great battle on the track, and then when Bronson got up there by you, just another great battle. Just the Darlington stripe reached out and got you a couple times tonight. But great performance all in all, and you're looking really good going into next week, I think, with the consistency going in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to play at this point, I guess, man. If a win's not going to be it, we gotta be the next best thing, which is to stay consistent. So keep getting stage points. And the battles I had this week, I mean, that's the most fun I've had in a long time. I had a little run with Braxton. It might have been my fault. I haven't really watched it, but apologies to him for that. But besides that, it was a good race.
Moving on, you're in the playoffs. You know you're going to the round of 8. Iowa next week. What's your take on it?
Gonna go in there and try to win it, just like every other week.
All right, buddy, definitely. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors on car number 46.
Yeah, I want to thank Justin Teal at That Color Teal Designs for painting the car, and for LSR TV, all they do, and you guys broadcasting this deal. So thank you guys.
Thanks, buddy. I know that our plan is that we part ways at the end of the season, and we're going to miss you guys, as it's been fun announcing your races. Definitely going to enjoy it. For sure.
We're going to miss you too. Thank you.
All right, there's Trenton Jump. He is the runner-up of the race, and again, it is now officially done. The points have now officially been tabulated. We'll unveil them here in just a moment, but I will know that Trenton Jump knows he's in. Let's go to Victory Lane. The winner, Bronson Stafford, picks up his 4th win, tying with Shane Tyrion on the season, 3 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs, along with Mann and Tyrion. Stafford, things went well for you here in a race that was sponsored by the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K, and you got Cineplex and GoPro on your car. What a great job for you, man. What was the situation of pitting, the unscheduled pit stopped, and then redeeming yourself to the victory?
I just wanted to try something the first stage, since basically starting the race was going to lock me into the next round, so I figured why not try something. Darlington could be a weird high, like super high tire wear track, but we got the yellow, and I was gonna be back on the lead lap at least, but I got the lucky dog and was able to get like a stage point and whatever, and go from there. And yeah, from there we just kind of had cautions that fell well for tires, and it was pretty much you either were on a 2-stop maxing the tires out all the way to 50 laps, or a little bit over 50 to like 52ish, and then where you'd be 3-stopping otherwise. So not too much strategy in it after that late caution on like lap 100 or something. But yeah, it was a really good race overall.
Yeah, and awesome to see the Cineplex car and the Cineplex Victory Lane tonight. We've seen a lot of adversity from everybody tonight. Like, we were going down the rundown, and a lot of fast cars seeing a lot of trouble tonight. So exactly what we thought going into it. Just explain how it was to survive throughout the night, and maybe that was a blessing in disguise, because it might have pulled you out of a couple issues that you might have seen tonight as well too. So
yeah, It's Darlington. Honestly, I said it pre-race. The biggest thing, you're racing the track. You're not racing each other, and I think all the cautions you saw were people racing each other when it's really tough to do. The track's so narrow, it's so one grooved, and I pretty much stuck to it. Just raced the track all night. Hopefully, I got a lot of people were letting people go, like Breaky and Jump let me buy the one run and everything. Just I think I was on their bumper and they knew I was a little bit quicker at that time. And my biggest thing was just trying to keep it out of the wall. I think I got it twice, and they were both in that last run. I think I had 2 seconds of damage total all race, and other people definitely killed it a lot harder than I did. So it was just trying to keep it clean and avoid issues. And unfortunately, my teammate Shane got into one of the biggest wrecks with the 49 and that whole issue going on there. But overall, a good night.
So, Bronson, what's your take of how these drivers' emotions are right now? We're about to unveil the 8 drivers that move on. You know that you're one of them, obviously. Consistency, though. No wins, just consistency. And, I mean, I know you want to win. I know, Bronson, that obviously with the victory you have, other drivers losing like Trenton Jump and Tom Bourne is what I was trying to reiterate on. But you got a guy like Bourne who did everything he could and misses the cutoff. You got Jump who, wants to win, but he gets in by points. But you win. What's that relief like, knowing you don't have to worry about fighting points and positions and strategy?
I mean, it's always nice. It doesn't matter too much in the last race, as you're already kind of racing the points at that point, and if it comes, it comes. But now we go back next week and we go back to points racing and hopefully trying to get a win to lock into the final 4. If not, it's just all points racing and trying to do the best you can. I definitely feel bad for Tom, and Tom was really quick all night. He got he got a mistake entering pit road with passing the pace car. Same thing that happened to him at Texas, and it took him out of the chance for a win there after winning the stage, and it took him out of stage points here, which could have been the difference for him advancing to this next round or not. And it's emotions are high. Sometimes you make a little bit mistakes, and it's just unfortunate for some people. But overall, I mean, I think you're always kind of points racing.
On to the next one. Thank your sponsors, bud.
Yeah, for sure. We had Cineplex on the car. Cineplex sponsored race, so I guess they couldn't have gone much better there. Sim Speed Stop was running with Kenny. We had G Fuel with Tom, and they're always a good partner. And I'm really glad to get at least one more win for the team, and hopefully keep going. As we have a couple races left for Sky Motorsports before it's basically being shut down, and some things are moving on behind scenes and whatnot. So it'd be nice to go out. We have a couple races left, and hopefully we can finish the season off.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it. That's Bronson Stafford in the number 61 machine, winning the Cineplex Make Your Movie 500K. And again, we are also not broadcasting the Adrenaline iRacing League for Season 3. So there's a lot of changes happening. But I have enjoyed the ride working with all of y'all for sure. Thank you. Ready to bring this thing to the championship. Good luck to all of y'all the rest of the way. Thank you very much. Again, Bronson Stafford, 4th win on the series. Again, winner. 2nd place again to the driver, Trenton Jump. He'll advance. And for Tom Bourne, who finishes 3rd on the podium, coming up short, he will not be in the round of 8 playoffs here, facing round of 12 elimination. Derek, and now we're going to unveil the top 8 that will advance into the round of 8 for round 2 of the playoffs at Iowa next week. Shane Tyrion is in by virtue of 4 wins, 3 poles, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and obviously with the New Hampshire playoff win, he is in. Bronson Stafford is now moved up to 2nd in the point standings by virtue of tying with wins at 4 in the 61 Toyota. He moves on. Robert Kinney, the Daytona winner by virtue of points, is still in the playoffs. The number 34 Toyota is 3rd in the standings. Mr. Man, the 49 Toyota winner last week at Daytona, he will move into the 4th position. Trenton Jump, who we just spoke to, will go in 5th in the 46 Ford. No wins. Braxton DeWeese is in the 27 Toyota, the number 6 position, with no wins. Eric Stamp is in with no wins in the 53. This was a car that we saw struggle throughout the night, Derek, and we see him redeem himself. And Logan Brakey, your Canadian friend in the Sportsnet number 29 Chevrolet Ford, will transfer in to the round of 8. Those are the 8 drivers, Derek, that are in at Iowa next week.
Yeah, it looks like we got a 21-point lead. Sorry, no, that's above the cutoff. So 30 points for Shane Tyrion. 26 points
for Stafford, 4 back. That's right. Yep. Go ahead.
And then 11 points for Robert Kenny. Sarja Mann has got 10 points. Trenton Jump at 9 points. Bracton DeWeese at 8 points. And Eric Stamp, 5. Logan Brakey was solid even on par.
There you go. And for drivers like Austin Gretorix, Tom Bourne, Caleb Smith, Nick Massey, Tyler Stooksbury, Matt Dyer, their quest for a championship will come to an end. That's going to wrap up coverage here tonight from Darlington. Derek, your final thoughts before we get out of here tonight. Let's go back to our other broadcast channel.
Yeah,
There we go. All right, we're waiting for Derek to get back here. But again, our final thoughts here tonight from Darlington, Derek, and we'll get out of here for the evening.
Yeah, final thoughts tonight. It was a great race. We've seen a lot of battles, a lot of adversity, and Lady in Black was definitely not nice to a lot of people tonight. So definitely shook the point standings up. Logan Brakey just getting in there, and it's going to be really interesting. If the cutoff 8 was that close, I can't wait to see the cutoff 4.
Should be interesting for sure. The round of 12 wrapped up here after races at New Hampshire, Daytona Road Course, and tonight at Darlington. 12 now become 8. Those 8 drivers that we mentioned will now fight for the championship, and it will begin for the round of 8 to become the round of 4 for the final race at Phoenix. For executive producer Charles Wooten, for tonight's director Will Duvall, for Derek Fulton, I'm Wesley Outland. The Adrenaline iRacing League Cup Series roars into Iowa next Sunday night. And by the way, follow all the great coverage action like Bristol, Martinsville, the new Nashville event that's going to be for the Swag All-Star Cup Challenge, the All-Star Race for the AMA, Next Gen Challenge, and so much more at Live Sim Racing this week. Let's go through the schedule one more time. The E300, that's the big one. We want you to get signed up for it. Get ready for Martinsville. It is the 1,000 to win race, the grandfather clock, the big check. Derek, all of the pomp and circumstance that goes into the Real Valley Star 300 that I've announced for many, many years in my career working on media or at the track will now become a virtual program. And there's many people backing this thing, sanctioned by Swag, the Simulation World Auto Group. Somebody's going to win $1,000. Somebody's going to win a grandfather clock. Somebody's going to win a big check, just like the Real Boys do every year, except this year canceled because of COVID.
Yeah, it's going to be big. It's definitely the biggest race I've ever personally been a part of in any way, shape, or form. So I'm excited for it. I'm actually already getting the butterflies now as we're approaching that 7-day countdown now.
And all of that continues into next Sunday, and then next Sunday night, the round of 8 playoffs kicks off at Iowa for the Adrenaline iRacing League. For Derek Fulton, I'm Wesley Outland. God bless you all. Keep on praying for America. Stay tuned to your home for sim racing, as it's going to be a good week ahead.
This cast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.